Hello, welcome to Enots Engineering. I'm Alan. In today's video we'll be doing some milling in the lathe, making a dovetail attachment. All the work's done in the lathe except for cutting out the original aluminium block. This is what we're making. All the dovetails have been milled in the lathe and the hole has been drilled, tapped and recessed in the lathe. And I'll show you an adapter I made for the milling. This week I've also bought this dial indicator, lever type, metric. It's not Mititayo, it's another Chinese make. This is my fourth one of different makes. The first one, the finger fell off. I took that back and it was exchanged. Then it started to jam up. I think there was something wrong inside. I took it apart, couldn't see anything wrong, but it just kept locking. So I bought another one. That one I caught the end on the chuck jaw and it just snapped it straight off. So this is the fourth one. See how long that lasts. I've also got this modified DCI. So let's go into the workshop. I'm just clocking the tool holder up parallel, and by putting the dial indicator in the chuck I'm holding it on the bar. I'm not gripping it on the end, got the chance of crushing the end, and then clocking up the tool holder parallel, lock up the tool holder. What I've done, I've cut out a piece of aluminium. I've marked the three sides with red that are the saw cuts. The side that's up against the tool post is a flat side. The first thing I want to do is produce this side parallel to the side that's originally flat. Then I can turn it round. Put the fly cutter in the lathe. I don't know whether I'll get vibration from this. There's a bit of a overhang on that. So we'll just try it and see what happens. I'll turn that round. I think that's two sides done. I've just finished the other two ends by turning the tool holder around. All I did was take it from that position where we've machined the face, turned it round to this position and then machined this face. Now depending on how square your tool post is will depend how square you get this face to the edge. I've checked it, it's okay, it's square. So the next thing I need to do now is put an angle on this end, take out the job, spanners, slacken off the compound slide, remove the compound slide, and while that's off, just wipe over the surface. This is the part I made. It consists of dovetail block on the bottom, similar to the one we made on the radius cutter. It's just a piece of steel. In this case I've welded this on and then machined it. That fits into the base. And here I've bored 2 holes the same diameter as the base, and we've got 2 grub screws on each side here going in, and each grub screw pushes one of these pins. This goes in here. I've got 2 screws on the side. I'll turn this up 90 degrees. If I turn this round, you can see it just holds the compound slide at 90 degrees to the cross slide. Now I've set my adapter on top where the compound slide would normally be. I've set it here to 12 degrees. The compound slide I've set square to the axis because it could swivel. Put my tool post back on, set the tool post square to the chuck, and then twisted it round so it's going to cut off a taper on here. The red I've marked, that should be the left on, so the taper's always going to come more off the back, and this mark here is the depth I want, which I've set the tool at that. That tool is already at that depth. If I need to adjust it slightly, I can adjust it on the compound slide, and I've put a dial indicator here just to come up to a stop, so I know how much cut I've put on each time. I've just finished off this face. I've changed the angle. It's roughly 25 degrees. And that's 2 faces done. That face, that face. I've got this face to do. Cut that angle on there. Should fit. So far we've done this side, that side, that side, fits in there. On top of the tripod. I've just taken the sharp edges off with a file. Counterboard on the bottom, and that's to fit this screw, which has an undercut on the bottom of the threads. That goes in the hole there, so it's recessed. Then as you turn the screw, once it comes into the undercut, you can turn it to put your camera on and lock it up. Well, that's it for today. I hope that was useful and you enjoyed milling in the lathe. And I'll see you next time on Enots Engineering.